I wanted to share something with you that will really help you get over mistakes, failures, when things are not going your way. And let's face it, if you're a football player or any athlete or any human being, you won't always be flawless. You won't be perfect, right? So if you play for 90 minutes, your timing won't always be right. Your pass won't always be perfect. Your tackle, anything, your shot at the goal, everything won't be perfect, and that can be a problem for a lot of players because what happens often is, well, if you make a mistake or series of mistakes, also depending on how bad those mistakes are and the consequences of them, it start getting into your mind. You start thinking about, ruminating about it, and when you do that, you lose presence. You get caught up in your own mind. You get more stress and pressure, worry. You're gonna make another mistake next time, and what will be the consequence of that? And you start battering yourself about the mistakes you should have done better, etc. You probably have this probably resonates with you. So I want to share something that is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful perspective. I will say it's not only a perspective, it's actually a truth. And that is, sorry, yeah, let me share a story. Actually, something that happened yesterday. So, by education, I'm a social worker. I have a part-time job as a social worker, and I work with the young people with autism. And I was not driving in a borrowed car we have, or we are renting. As an old car, I was out driving in the evening, which is, I think it's the first time I've driven the car in the evening. And as we drive, I start noticing that other cars or people in cars are kind of blinking at me. And they usually only do that when something is off, something is wrong. They want you to pay attention to something. And I noticed there's no light on the car. And right after I noticed that, I get to the McDonald's, the destination, because I wanted a cup of coffee. And I'm thinking, okay, we don't have light on the car. Something is wrong with the car. But we need to get home. Because, well, if I have to drive this person I'm working with in the middle of the night, I need a car. So we start driving back home, and people still blinking, and yeah, let's face it, it's if the police came, they would stop us and say we can't drive in the car, right? It's against the law. It's illegal to drive a car with no lights on in the evening when it's dark. And 10 minutes after recognize that there's no light on the car, it dawns on me, this is an old car, so I probably have to turn it on manually. And I turn it on manually. And great, oh, that's awesome. And this morning, it hits me, oh shit. What if the girl that I've been driving with tells her dad that we've been driving without light? He will tell it to my boss, and yeah, I could get fired for that. Driving up without light with with one of our the people we work with. And then a new thought came. Oh, I could have taken a taxi back home. That would have been the safe choice. The thing was, I never thought about it in the evening, right? So I don't know what will happen with that. Will I get fired? Maybe. But I did what I did. And Peter Crone, someone who I'm very inspired by, he one of his quotes is, "What happened happened, and couldn't have happened any other way, because it didn't." What happened happened, and it could not have happened any other way, because it didn't. Right? If you really get this, right? I made a decision. I might be thinking about, oh, I should have done something else afterwards. In hindsight, when I have a new thought, a new idea, right? We spend so much time thinking about the past and how we should have done something else. We had this idea that we could have done something different. And that is not helpful at all. You can't change the past, right? You can only think about it and stress yourself about, worry about, and feel the pressure and all sorts of things. But the truth of it is, what happened happened, and it couldn't have happened any different, right? Or else it would have been different. We all make decisions given how the world occurs to us in the moment, given what we are thinking. I have found a lot of relief with the idea that, well, I made this decision. I couldn't have done anything else. Other people might think I'm an idiot. I might think I'm an idiot. That doesn't change that I couldn't have done anything different. Right? It's very powerful because it relieves us from a lot of the pressure we put on our shoulder, the responsibility. I should have done better. I should have done something different. Well, you could say that all you want, but you shouldn't have, and you couldn't have, or else you would have. Right? It's just the reality of it. It's the truth. Gonna check the time. So, 8-minute video. I hope this insight is powerful, and I want you, for your own sake, play with it. You will probably this today and in the next couple of days have situations where you're like, oh fuck, why did I do this? Why did I do it? And play with the idea that, yeah, you might think you're an idiot, but you couldn't have done anything different to what you did. It's physically impossible. It's just physics. It's not a nice way of thinking. It's literally impossible that it could be any different. So when you make a bad pass, you might even score an own goal, or you lose a game, whatever. What I'm pointing to is it couldn't have been different, even if you score 3 own goals. Obviously, take a look at what is going on here. do some analytic work and see, okay, what's going on. Well, you can always do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But take away the blame from the past you who couldn't have done anything different. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. Be safe.